Hello everyone, I'm Shiwang Gupta, a third year undergraduate at IIT Delhi, pursuing my majors in chemical engineering. So my project is on detection of and mapping of fish farms and seaweed cultivation in Indian coastal and offshore waters using satellite imagery and remote sensing. It sits across three verticals: blue economy, marine environment, and maritime security, and walk you through what the problem is, why it matters, others, and how we plan to execute it. So here's the headline. India is the world's second largest aquaculture producer right after China. More than half of all the fish produces in India comes from farming, not from wild catch. So cage culture and seafood farming are expanding rapidly under a government scheme called Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. So definitely aquaculture is booming. But here's the strange part. We don't have actually a national map where all these data farms are located, not fish cages, not seaweed plots. So there's no unified data. In fact, the most recent global aquaculture mapping study lists India as a zero offshore mariculture. Zero. That's definitely not true. It means that India is invisible to the existing global methods. And that gap is what we are trying to fix. Why should anyone care? There are six hard reasons to follow this. First is blue economy. Second is food security. Over half of India's fish supply comes from aquaculture. We need to know where it is growing. Third is environment. Fish farms can cause local pollution and eutrophication, and mapping them will definitely help detect ecological stress very early. Fourth is maritime safety. Putting cages and ropes are navigational hazards, so ship needs to know where they are exactly located. Fifth is climate action. And sixth is policy. Agencies like CMFRI, NFDB, Coast Guard each hold a piece of this information. Nobody has exact unified factual picture. So definitely this is the hard problem and needs to be solved. Now, another question is that if other countries have already marked this, why India hasn't done that? So there are four reasons. First is monsoon clouds. For 4 to 5 months a year, India has monsoons, and optical satellites basically cannot capture the Indian coast at all. So there's too much cloud to cover. Second is turbidity. Rivers like Ganga, Godavari, Krishna, Mahanadi dump huge amount of sediments to the sea, and the water is very muddy, which confuses optical sensors. Third is coastline geometry, and fourth is scale. India's seaweed plots are often community run, so just 1 to 5 hectares, and that's below the detection level of most of the threshold global studies. And our farms are too small to be shown on that world map. So these are the four problems we have identified. Now, what makes our project different? So there are five. First is India first. We are not adapting any of these Chinese methods or Norwegian methods. We are building our own designed for our monsoon, our turbidity, and our frontiers. Second is monsoon procedure. We are heavily on radar satellites, especially on Sentinel-1, which can see through clouds. So this is one of the backbone we are using as in the project. Third is lower detection threshold. Fourth is multi-year change detection. Just don't take a single snapshot. We map from 2020 till date so that we can see how our government scheme is actually playing the role on the ground. And fifth is validation through Indian agencies, not only from global statistics. We are planning to do that is to six methodology pipeline. First is data collection. Second is pre-processing. The third is features. We compute things like NDVI for vegetation, NDWI for water, texture status lengths. And this will be the fingerprint that tells us that this pixel is a farm, this is seaweed farm, this is fish farm. Fourth is detection. Fifth is pre-processing. And sixth is validation. This whole system will run on Google Earth Engine and Python. So this is definitely a free and completely reproducible output. We are not trying to cover all India at once, but we are trying to will focus on four private regions. First is Gulf of Mannar in Tamil Nadu, Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat, Chilika Lake and Andaman coastal zones. What do we actually produce at the end of this project? Or we are planning to do so is first a geospatial data set. Every fish farms and seaweed plot we detect with location and size and type. Second is a comparison with global benchmarks, showing exactly what global maps missed about India. Third is an open source pipeline anyone can run, and a policy brief for CMFRI and NPEDA, which compared detected firms versus the registered ones. And the fifth one, the methodology paper documenting the whole approach will follow through. So definitely, to wrap up, the India farms its ocean, but you cannot see them. We are putting India's ocean map on this map. Definitely, thank you. These are the references we are following throughout. Thank you for your time.